Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lewy is here from the Health and Wellness Spot. Now, I have realized that most of you keep asking me about diet plans and you want me to write a diet plan for you for the whole week. That is a little hectic, and also I cannot dictate what you should eat. Okay, so it's simpler. If you have gone through the videos that I post on my channel, you already have a rough idea of what you should eat and what you should not eat. That really makes it easier for you, because if you're thinking that someone should write a diet plan for you, that will be expensive. That is an honest idea from me. Of course, I can do write it for you, but at a price, okay? But this is what you're supposed to do. Like literally, minimize on the foods that you buy in the supermarket. If you can go on basically zero ultra processed foods, so be it. Do it as quickly as possible. So this is what you're going to do. One, don't struggle with food combinations. Don't start struggling thinking I have to eat a balanced diet, because a balanced diet is actually a creation of the food industry. And the reason why they created that is because they wanted to make sure that your plate is rich in carbohydrates so that they can market their products. Remember this, that they started by telling you that morning breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And up to now, most of you are always consuming a heavy breakfast because that is what you think you will spend energy during the day as you do your activities, so you'll spend energy. Now, the reality is this: morning breakfast is one of the most useless meals of the day. That was a marketing strategy from one company that is actually a food industry. So run away from that. As you wake up in the morning, drink 2 glasses of water so that the vitamins that you've made in your mouth with those bacteria, because remember, as you're sleeping, the bacteria that are in your mouth are actually creating B vitamins, specifically vitamin B12. So therefore, you don't want to spit that out. Simply take a glass of water to sink in those vitamins, and then brush your teeth using salt, activated charcoal. You can do also bicarbonate soda, or you can do the oil pulling using the coconut oil. We've talked about this before. So discard that commercial toothpaste. Now, after that, keep moving. You can take a glass of water that has warm water with lemon peels plus 2 bottle tops of SCV to help you reverse insulin resistance. If at all you're struggling with weight loss, you want to lose weight, you have diabetes, and you want to reverse insulin resistance, that combination is very effective in helping you to actually reverse this quickly or faster. Okay, then after you've done that, you can also do your sugarless black coffee, or you can do your water that has a pinch of salt so that you can rehydrate, and then keep moving. Remember, your last meal came in the evening, and therefore all that energy that was pulled in the liver is now being released into the system through the counter regulatory hormones that we produce in the morning. So the body is already preparing for the new day. Okay, this energy that is in the liver that is being pumped into the blood, the glycogen that was stored temporarily in the liver is now being broken down by those counter-regulatory hormones, which are cortisol to prepare you for stress, which is adrenaline to prepare you for fight or flight, which is the growth hormone, and also there are four hormones. So it's cortisol, growth hormone, adrenaline, and glucagon. And all these hormones are actually pumping glucose from the liver into your bloodstream to make sure that you have a stable supply of energy all the way to midday. So therefore, don't falter. Don't start eating in the morning again. Where is that energy going to go to? So simply ignore morning breakfast, move. Bring in your first meal at around 12 noon. And as you eat around 12 noon, simply do this. This is actually me introducing you to intermittent fasting. So at 12 noon, since your insulin levels are very minimal, this is the time you can do your carbohydrate, zero carbohydrate diet. So you can do your eggs. And when I tell you to eat eggs, I'll talk about them as we continue. Eat your eggs, eat your avocado and your vegetables. Eat your liver, your avocado and vegetables. Eat your meats, the fatty meats. Eat your fish at this moment in time. And then from that time that you eat, at noon maybe, the next meal has to come in 8 hours down the line, 6 to 8 hours down the line. That has to be around 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening. So now you have 8 hours between your meal. Now remember this, it is not about you eating within these 8 hours. It's about you eating at noon and then eating in the evening, so that you have 8 hours between these meals for you to digest, for you to absorb, for you to assimilate and actually utilize this energy. And then your gut rests, cleans up and starts resting before you bring in a new meal. Okay, that has to take about 8 hours. So therefore, in these two meals, let there be a gap of 8 hours at maximum or at minimum. Okay, so then The next meal is coming in at 6:30 to 8:30. Now, at that time, you can afford a complex carbohydrate in combination with your protein and vegetable diets. Simply remember this. As you're eating these foods, because the body prefers the nutrients in food, not the food that you're eating, because most of the time, we keep on eating and feeding the body with foods that don't even have nutritional value. For example, as you eat that pizza, as you drink that soda, you are actually getting no nutritional value. As you eat that ultra processed food, that packaged snack, as you eat it, your body is just addicted to it. Actually, it's struggling to search for nutrients and micronutrients in this food. And since the body is not getting anything, it sends you into craving so that you can bring in new food. And that's how we start growing fat, because all these carbohydrates and the sugars that we are taking in through these ultra processed foods, they are being pumped into the fat cells and you start being fat. Therefore, understand, as you embrace these healthy diets, fats can never make you fat. And the fats that I'm talking about the saturated fats, the coconut oil, the animal fats, ghee, tallow, butter, cheese, lard. These are the very essential fats that are actually going to help you absorb nutrients. They are going to help you create or make the cholesterol that you require for your brain functioning, or your brain cells, for your nerve cells, for your muscle cells, for all the cell membranes that cover your cells, all the tissues that you are actually, even the sex hormones, and even another hormone that helps you to control blood pressure, that is called aldosterone. All these are coming from cholesterol. So therefore, don't demonize cholesterol. We have talked about cholesterol before. Therefore, enjoy these cholesterol-rich diets so that you get those benefits from them. Also remember, as you consume these essential fats, the saturated fats, you're going to absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Now remember, we have vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are very essential in your system. And you cannot absorb these vitamins without having to consume that meal with fats. They are called fat-soluble vitamins because they have to dissolve in fat for you to absorb them from the small intestines. Okay? So it's very essential for you to eat meals that are fatty so that you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. Also, for you to digest the same fat, you need cholesterol, because fat is actually sequestered by bile, and the bile salts come from cholesterol. So cholesterol is very important for your health. For you to digest that fat, you will need fat. Okay? For you to even lose weight and burn fat, you will need fat, because when you eat a fatty meal, fats does not spike insulin. Therefore, your insulin levels will be low. When they are low, that's the time you start burning fat and losing weight. So don't be confused when the system tells you that saturated fats will actually clog your arteries and cause you heart attack. That is a lie. They will also not make you fat. So as you think, I've eaten a fatty meal, so I'll grow fat, that is not true. Actually, that fat will supply your system with more energy than the carbohydrate. Therefore, fats are the energy-giving foods. Okay? So enjoy fatty meats. And that is how you start this process. So 8 hours between a meal, and then you eat saturated fats, you enjoy saturated fats, you make your meals fatty, you eat all types of vegetables, the green leafy vegetables, the cruciferous vegetables. I'm talking of the cabbages, the spinach, the broccolis, the kales, all that. Enjoy them. Simply make them organic. Now, this channel exists to also inspire you. So one day, I am looking at a point where most of us will have a kitchen garden, so that you have control over what you eat from where you plant them, okay? Because nowadays the market is dirty. There is so much genetically modified foods. There is so much ultra-processed foods out here, and we don't even know if we are eating real foods. So therefore, we need to have some form of control over our foods. Also, as you eat all types of vegetables and as you make them organic, enjoy all types of spices. Spices, the turmerics, the ginger, the garlic, the peppers, chili peppers, and the bell peppers. All those, these are nature's natural herbs to us. So enjoy them. Simply make them organic. Don't wait for them to go and process that ginger and then package it with preservatives and bring it to you in a supermarket. Okay? Don't be that lazy person. Scan the markets instead of scanning the supermarkets. So that is the point. Now, what foods are we supposed to eat? If at all I'm telling you not to eat chapati, not to eat rice, to drop ugali, to drop the vegetables and seed oils, what are we supposed to eat? Because this is the question that most of you ask me. This is the point. One, don't focus on food combination. Feed your body with nutrient-dense foods above or over the balanced diet. That is a point that you need to sink in your head. that a balanced diet is a fallacy. So feed your body with nutrient-dense foods. And even if you feed your body the same foods every other day, the body will still appreciate because it picks what it needs from these foods. Okay, so the body is not stupid. So learn to cook your own foods. Don't order foods in the restaurants. Nowadays, we have these companies bringing foods at your doorstep. Run away from that nonsense, because that is what is exactly causing us sedentarism. So every time we are on a remote, we are changing channels. We are watching TV and we are updated about news. We are into the mainstream media that is actually selling us the fear, selling us all this bad agenda. So stay sane from the mainstream media. Okay, the television is not here to inform you. They're here to make profits and they're here to propagate their own agenda. So stay away from that. And then start eating whole foods. For example, if you're eating complex carbohydrates, the sweet potatoes, the green bananas, the arrowroots, the pumpkins, the butternuts, the beans, these are the complex carbohydrates that you should embrace over the ugali, rice, and chapati. That is what you're supposed to do. And then these, you can do them at least twice or thrice a week, because carbohydrates are not essential in our diets as we think they are. And even if they are essential, we can still get glucose from fats and from proteins through gluconeogenesis. Okay, so we source glucose from other sources that are not carbohydrates. So once you do that, now these are your complex carbohydrates. And then now concentrate most importantly on the animal proteins. Why am I saying animal proteins? Animal proteins come with fats, and that is very necessary for your health. That is necessary for your absorption of vitamin A, D, E, and K, the fat-soluble vitamins. Animal proteins also come with a complete profile of amino acids that you need for your system to function. But keep in mind, we also have plant proteins. Those grains, those cereals that you eat hoping that they are plant proteins, a larger percentage of them is actually carbohydrates. And again, remember, plants cannot run away when they are under attack. So therefore, they have to create something or some chemicals that will actually help them to survive. So what do? They produce one, anti-nutrients. These are the nutrients that will actually block the absorption of healthy nutrients. These are the nutrients like gluten, like the phytic acid, that will actually cause you abdominal upsets, bloating, indigestion, to an extent that you will never think of eating that grain again. So that is how they design themselves to survive. Number two, plants will make estrogens. They're called phytoestrogens. And these estrogens, their role is to sterilize the male insects, anything that is male. You give them estrogen, you sterilize them, and therefore the population of the insects goes down. And once the population goes down, these plants get to survive. So it is all about survival. That is the reason why, as much as you want to eat your grains and your cereals or your plant-based protein, you will end up getting infertility, you'll end up being fat and growing all these man boobs and stuff. So definitely avoid plant-based protein, okay? Simply concentrate on, or rather, even if you don't have to avoid it, simply prefer or prioritize animal proteins over the plant-based proteins. Now, as you eat your animal-based proteins, what are you considering? Now, you've had the system telling you that if you eat chicken, remove the skin. That is a lie. Enjoy the skin, because the skin is rich in cholesterol and we need cholesterol for survival. So enjoy chicken plus the skin. Just make that chicken organic. Don't go for that chicken that is always rotating in a glass that has all these seed oils and it's very, very genetically modified chicken. Okay, so they are fed with steroids and chicken is what they eat. So do always prefer organic and pastured chicken over the other one. Also, enjoy your fish. Don't buy fish that has been deep fried in seed oils. Simply buy fresh fish and go and cook it in your home. If you have to deep fry it, you can use tallow or you can use coconut oil. Now for the meats, enjoy all red and white meats. I've insisted on this channel that red meat is very necessary for your health. Don't be lied to that red meat will cause you cancer. Think about it this way. They will tell you to drop red meat, okay? But they will never tell you to drop the sausages, the canned meats, the canned soups. Why? Why are they telling you to drop red meat but still serve you with sausages? Because the point is not in the red meat. The point is in the processed red meats. So therefore, run away from the processing, because they are loaded with nitrates, they are loaded with MSG, and those are carcinogens. Those are things that will actually expose your system to cancer. But enjoy red meat. Now, nowadays, they are very clever. They feed cattle or these animals with soy products. They feed them with soy powders and soybeans so that they grow fat so that the business booms. So be careful about the animals that you're consuming. Okay, so if you can do camel meat, do goat meat, all these are good, but just be careful where you're sourcing your meat from, because again, the system is just rogue and dirty. So enjoy both red and white meat in plenty, just make them fatty meats. Eat all organ meats, the liver, the kidney, the traps, matumbo. Enjoy that. Don't let somebody lie to you that matumbo has zero nutritional value. It is an organ meat and it has nutritional value. On fruits, only enjoy avocados. Make your work easier. Okay, make green apples and whatever. The color does not matter. Your body does not know color. Your body knows the nutritional value of an apple, and an apple has fructose. So therefore, simply enjoy avocados as your only fruit. Then you can do nuts again. Okay, so you can enjoy your nuts, walnuts, Brazilian nuts, ground nuts, all that. You can enjoy it, but make sure that you don't use it for snacking, because the body does not understand the language of snacking. When you snack, the body thinks you've eaten. So therefore, it will give you a spike in insulin. That is what we're trying to avoid. So therefore, if you're eating your meal, let's say you're eating a meal at 12, why don't you do your nuts before you eat your meal? Just do a handful of nuts and then enjoy your meal, so that you get the micronutrients and the macronutrients that are being supplied by the nuts. Okay? And again, we said all vegetables, all spices, just make them organic. All complex carbohydrates, simply do them twice or thrice a week. All animal proteins. So if at all you did not pick anything from this video, if at all you cannot make your diet plan from this video, you will pay expensively for a diet plan. So simply focus on this. Before I even forget, eggs are very essential for all of us. Now, don't be lied to that eggs have cholesterol that will actually cause you heart attack. Eat eggs in plenty. If you can do 6 to 8 eggs, there's no problem. Remember that the liver makes cholesterol every single day. Okay, so therefore there is no way the liver can make a substance that will actually hurt you. So enjoy your eggs in plenty. Eat them 6 to 8 eggs if you can. If you can skip one day, alternatively, you can do your eggs and enjoy them in plenty. Simply do boiled eggs, do fried eggs, do scrambled eggs. But if you're doing fried and scrambled eggs, make sure you use the essential fats, the ghee, the tallow, the butter, so that you get adequate nutrition from these eggs. There is your diet plan.